Hey, and welcome back to your 30-day Pilates journey. Today is day 23, and we are doing some feet and ankle exercises to help you strengthen your feet and your ankles. Sometimes this is a part of the body that is overlooked because we don't really realize that our feet are literally the base of our support. They support us all day long in everything that we do, but they also have 5 layers of muscle on them. And our ankles are our main stabilizers when we walk, run, do life, etc. So they do need to be focused on every now and again. And good thing is that Pilates has a lot of feet and ankle exercises involved, so we can address that part of the body today, especially in the 10 minutes that we have together for this journey. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start standing on your mat and my upper body will be cut off in the frame, but that's totally fine because we're working the feet and ankles. And I want you to just stand. Let's actually start in your Pilates stance here, heels together, toes slightly apart. And then I want you to lift all 10 toes off the mat, spread them out as much as you can so that you have space in between each toe, and then spread them out on the floor. So your toes are wider than hopefully usual. And then we're just gonna go ahead and bring the hands to the hips and then float up onto the tippy toes. So now we're squeezing the heels together and keeping balance. And if you need some help here to balance, you can always grab a wall, a chair, a desk, anything, and then go ahead and just drop your heels down. We want to keep those heels glued together as you do that so that you're working the backs of the legs as well, squeezing the glutes for stability, and then really reaching those heels together. Good. Just working on warming up the ankles and feet. We'll lift up, lower, down, lift up, lower, down, lift up and lower, and lift and lower, taking 4 more, and down, and 3, and down, and 2, and 1. Good. Now, let's separate the feet so that now that you're parallel but still pretty narrow, take a moment to lift your toes off the mat, spread those toes out, and then set them back down. Now from here, you're going to bend in your knees until you feel like maybe your ankles or your heels are about to peel off the mat. But when we get to that end range of motion in the back of the ankle, you want to try to press your heels down a little bit more firmly so you'll feel a nice stretch in the back of the ankle there. And then we'll stand up tall. Let's do that again, bending the knees. Now, as you do this a little extra, you can push your big toe gently into the floor, and that will help lift your arch. And you might feel maybe a little cramping sensation in the arch of the foot. That's totally fine. What that cramping sensation is your muscles turning on. Go ahead and lengthen out through those legs. Let's do that one more time. Bending the knees, pressing the big toes into the mat, pressing the heels down into the mat, lifting the arch of the foot, and back up. One more time, bending the knees, knees over toes, and back up. Now we'll add on to that, bend your knees down to that end range, and then we'll go ahead and lift the heels up off the mat so that now you're with bent knees onto your tippy toes, and then you'll straighten the knees and then drop your heels down. We'll do that a couple more times. Bend the knees, peel your heels off the mat, stand up onto those tippy toes, straightening the knees, and then drop your heels. One more time. Bend the knees, peel the heels forward, and lengthen up. One more. Bend the knees, bring those heels all the way forward. Pause for a moment and see if you can stretch through the front of your ankles just a little bit more. And then stand up tall on those highest tippy toes, dropping the heels down. Now we'll reverse it. Heels lift, knees bend, heels drop, stretch, and stand tall. Heels lift, knees bend, heels drop down and stretch, and stand tall. One more time. Heels lift, knees bend, heels drop down, and stand tall. And now we'll just take a little run through the feet here. Pedaling through the feet, rolling up onto the ball of your foot with each little step, and bending that knee so that you can push the front of your ankles forward and get a really nice juicy stretch through your ankle and through the ball of your foot. You're kind of going up, down, 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 up, down. Now drop those heels. From here, we'll come down onto your mat, and we're going to do some fun foot exercises that we would usually do with a device called the toe corrector, but we can do it without a toe corrector today. So you're gonna actually have a seat, a comfortable seat, and then send your legs long out in front of you. You can prop yourself backward on your hands or grab to the backs of your thighs. And all we're gonna do is just send the toes straight up towards the ceiling, flex the feet back, and keep your knees soft. From there, look right at your toes and see if you can spread those toes open without losing the flex of the ankle and create space in between each toe. And you can kind of see where you may be lacking some mobility, where the toes don't want to spread, and that's totally fine. And then go ahead and just release that. Let's do that again. Spreading those toes wide, trying to find space in between each toe, and then let it go. One more time, spreading the toes, finding the space, really pulling those pinky toes out to the side. I feel like sometimes it's the hardest part if you have never done this before, and then letting it go. Now from here, we're just going to point through the feet and flex through the feet. Point through the feet, flex through the feet. And as you do that, try to work through your ankles, really reaching out through the bottoms of the feet and pulling back with the toes. See if you can accentuate that movement in any way. Go for it. Try to make it bigger. Try to make it juicier. Try to give yourself a foot cramp for real. See if you can really start to wake up those muscles in the bottoms of your feet. Good. Now we'll roll the ankles in a circle. And then right away, my thighs started to move out and in. You don't want to do that. Try to keep your kneecaps pointing straight up towards the ceiling as you do this. And then start to draw those circles with your feet. Now, adding on a layer, try to spread your toes open and keep them apart as you draw that circle through your feet. It's really hard to do. It takes a lot of brain power and concentration. My toes want to come back together with each circle. And then go ahead and reverse those circles and try to keep making those circles bigger. Try to keep foot cramping yourself and try to keep those toes spread wide open. Keeping the kneecaps pointing straight up to the ceiling. And by now you should probably feel your ankles and your shins burning. It's a nice feeling. And then find the center. Now from here, let's flex the toes back. One last thing today, we're gonna spread all 10 toes open, finding all that space. And then I want you to look at your big toes and try to start drawing small little circles with your big toes. Small little circles. Yep, it's really tough. Keep drawing those small little circles about the size of a quarter or a nickel. And then go ahead and reverse the direction. Small little circles. All 10 toes are spread. Feet are flexed back towards your kneecaps. Knees are steady. They're not moving at all as you move and draw these circles with your toes. Keep concentrating on those feet. Don't give up. And then go ahead and relax those feet. And then you can just take one foot, use your knuckles to give your arch and the bottom of your foot a little bit of a massage here, just to kind of relax that crampy feeling, relax those muscles that just did a lot of work on the bottoms of your feet. Make sure you do the other side. Giving that foot a rub down with your knuckles. Good. And that was your feet and ankles mat for day 23 today. I will see you on the mat tomorrow for day 24. Bye for now.